Gee, it's great to know you've lived another day in the USA. Oh boy, it's grand. Everybody is somebody, yes sirree. And we've a special privilege in our glorious land. Everybody has the right to be screwy in his own way.
They say that in this world, there are two kinds of people. Those who like pineapple on their pizza, and those who don't. For me, the issue was much more complicated than black and white. Tropical fruit was never a concern. The bigger fish to fry was cheese, and my hometown was in short supply. Don't get me wrong, there is an abundance of establishments with sufficient cheese pull for the average Joe, but my heart and palate were set on something bigger. The questions kept repeating in my head like a broken record. Who had enough cheese to quell my ever-growing hunger, and where could I find them? The name's Basil Barada, and I'm a PPI, private pizza investigator. I scoured the web for answers, from the seediest depths of the pizza chat groups to the irritating clickbait articles, where number 7 did not in fact shock me. The signs pointed in all different directions, and my bankroll wasn't big enough to sleuth out all the contenders. Just when it seemed like all was lost, the answer hit me like a pizza delivery driver who has 3 minutes left on the 29 minutes are free guarantee. Las Vegas. It was a city within a city. In fact, several cities within a city. In the span of one afternoon, you could see an Egyptian pyramid, float through Venetian canals, walk the streets of New York, and ride the lift up the Eiffel Tower. Or, whatever. The topping on the pie was that pizza places were a dime a dozen here, and my pockets were flush with change. This flophouse was a long way from being the Ritz, but it served as a sanctuary to narrow down my search for the perfect slice. Within minutes, I had a laundry list of pie slingers that claimed to be worth a taste. So I hit the pavement to get to work. Why don't you spare us all this pain your voice will surely bring? The thing I first noticed about Vegas is the amount of people wandering the streets, all some poor souls in search of riches, romance, debauchery, or whatever had led them here. And I was one of them, my cause no more noble than the people pumping bills into the slot machines, hoping for a payout, or the couple looking for tickets to this evening's Barry Manilow show. The first few slices were average, but eventually I caught wind of a place downtown. The government limo was due in 10, so I hightailed it down to the nearest stop. Now, if you're too young or just grew up under a rock, Evel Knievel was a daredevil who jumped his motorbike over the fountain at Caesar's Palace back in the 60s. This joint called Evil Pie was a living tribute to this American legend. But could their grub be just as legendary?
It's the limit, it's the looks, it's the lovely.
Nothing comes cheap in Vegas, but this gin mill hooked me up with a slice and a draft for 8 clams. Plenty of cheese for New York style. The flavor was Jake right down to the bones, but I felt my search was just beginning. Next on the dance card was a place called Secret Pizza, but judging by the wallflowers and looky-loos on the 3rd floor of the Cosmo, it was as far from the QT as the spot could be. At 11 bells, the door swung open, and the crowd booked it down a dark corridor towards the mysterious pie. The hash house was staffed by a few veterans who knew the racket, and they dished out slices like the cards dealt at the poker tables downstairs. Mushroom was the topping of the day for me, but the selection was pretty vast. A really great piece of the pie, but like the gamblers, I wanted more. The whole Megillah had me in a lather. Where was the missing piece of the pie? I kept up my search. Hours became days that became weeks. Was I hopped up on secret pizza mushrooms? Or had I become too stuck on finding the perfect slice? Was I shooting the works on a losing hand? Could anybody win in this city? Or should I just cash in my chips? Then on a fateful afternoon when I was hoofing it down the strip, I saw the sign. Mike Gambit had been so focused on Italy and New York that I had almost missed out on the gem that is Chicago. The original deep dish pizza got its footing in Chicago in the 40s, and Giordano's has been slinging the cheese-heavy pies in Vegas since the 70s. The window at the entrance showed off an industrious kitchen lousy with pizza cooks, who were as fixated by the cheese as I was. I settled on a bar stool, placed my order, and waited for what I hoped would be the big win I had been looking for. When the pie finally arrived, it was worth the wait and did not disappoint. I put on the feed bag and dug in. The crust was deep, the cheese was hearty, everything was killer diller. So, I guess it all worked out in the end. I left Las Vegas a winner. Next stop, Chicago? We'll see. We'll see.